Homeschool Hoopla. It's Jessica Stortz again, and one of the questions I think we all jump to is, what curriculum do you use? And I really encourage you to go back through our earlier posts about why do we homeschool and should I even consider it before you dive into curriculum, because it can be an overwhelming world. But today I'm just going to work on preschool. So this is the preschool years. Most people formally think of it as 3-year-old preschool, 4-year-old preschool. I have to tell you, I'm a big advocate of don't do anything. Just play with your kids, read to them, have fun, take them to the park, take them to the zoo. Anything that you can do just to spend time with them and build a relationship, and some fun activities, whether they're crafts or little science projects you come up with, but it doesn't have to be anything strict or formal. With that being said though, I know there are people out there going, but I want a curriculum, and I felt the same way because I really just wanted something tangible. And by my third and fourth kid, I was like, no, I don't need anything. I actually tell them, no, we're not starting school until you're 6. I do start around 5 though. But research shows in other countries, sometimes they start them as late as 6 to do things. So just know, earlier isn't always better. A child will come to read and do the things in their time. But just recognize, I've worked in the public schools, we don't have time for that. And we need to keep everybody on the same schedule. But when you're working at home with your kids, you have the time to foster all those things. So keep that in mind. Okay, the first thing I would say is you're just going for letter and number and color recognition. It doesn't have to be, they don't even have to know all of that. I would say by kindergarten, it's definitely a leg up, but they do go over those again in kindergarten. So the more letter recognition you can do, and it can be as simple as you're reading a book and you point out the letters. You point out the letters on a sign when you're out, you point out the colors. Just use it in your everyday language and they will pick it up. My third child, I was painting a bedroom and she wanted to play, and I was like, write me an A, and she wrote an A, and write me a B. I didn't even know she knew those letters. I don't even know where she learned them, but she's got older sisters running around, she just picked it up. So you don't necessarily have to formally teach things, sit down, do flashcards. You're welcome to, I'm just not an advocate of it. You can see this board over here. This is like some gears. I have this set up at about toddler level, and she's got too many grouped together. But if you turn one gear, the others turn. I have magnets for this board and letters and other things that she can play with. And she's gonna be 3 at the end of August. And I'm not going to do anything with her this year. Some other things, Google the words busy bags. They're educational things that can keep your kids busy. Consider hosting a exchange with some other moms. So everybody, like let's say there's 10 moms, you pick a busy bag and you make 10 of the same one, and every other mom does that, and you get together and you exchange them, so you get one of each from the mom. So you have 10 different busy bags. So here's some ideas. Colored popsicle sticks from the dollar store, $1. And then I made them into patterns, and I took photos of them, and then I just uploaded them to Walgreens. I printed them, and I highly recommend buying a laminator. It was like 20 bucks, best purchase of my life. Okay, so pattern recognition. You can do this with other things. It doesn't have to be just sticks. Another one are a Geo Board. This is just a piece of wood, and these are push pins. This one got broken, and then we spray painted them black. You wouldn't even have to, but we glued them down. And then these are those loop bands, and there's cards somewhere that we have that show you can make patterns, but just let them explore with how can you make this shape? Can you replicate the shape that mommy's making? I have pattern blocks at home, and these were printed from Confessions of a Homeschooler. So if you want to have them just match them, print them in color, and I laminate them. You could focus on 1 letter per week, which is a good idea. Just keep it simple, 1 letter per week. Usborne makes these fun cards that we chose to punch holes in and then put onto a ring. And it's just fun things like doodle a spider, or fill in the shapes with the dots to discover what's hiding. Or each of the zebras has a twin, draw a line between each pair. So lots of fun games. These are great to take in the car, and they're dry erase, so you can do them over and over again. Another busy bag idea, these were pool noodles. They're $1 right now. You can get them in all different colors. And then we created these little pattern cards, and they have number patterns because you can write numbers on your noodles, or they can be in color. And I just took a popsicle stick and tied a knot in the end or tied a pool noodle to the end, and then they can string these if you need to, if it makes it easier, tie a popsicle stick to the end. Fine motor skills, they can thread them on for fun, or they can try to create a pattern out of those. Another thing you can do is different size buttons. I think I got those at the dollar store, and I traced them, and they say the color too. If the kid doesn't know the color, it's okay. Just let them match the shape, so like a triangle, and they have to find the red one. So those are just some simple, fun ideas. You can also do a letter of the week and focus things, read them tons of books about that letter, and maybe A is for apple. So you cut an apple in half and you have them stamp the A, apple, and you eat apples and peanut butter, and you go to the apple orchard and you talk about all things A and point out A's as you walk. Just focus on one letter a week. B for beans, you can cover your letter B in beans. You can talk about bees. You can read books about bee. So you get the idea. It doesn't have to be a lot. I would say only 15 to 20 minutes per day for a structured activity. They have a very short attention span, lots of hands-on gross and fine motor skill things. And I have tons more busy bag ideas, but I'm not gonna share them all here or this video would be really long. There are certain curriculums that have a preschool thing that's like all done in a box. I bought one year, and it was basically all the things I'm saying though, like here's the letter, here's the stuff to glue on it, read them this story, do this thing, and some people do like to have things laid out, but I prefer to just kind of have fun and go with the flow. So I hope that helps you on your homeschool journey for preschool, and please let us know what questions you have, and we'll also try to link to some of the resources we mentioned. You guys have a great day.